So here we have a beautiful transformation start to finish. Take a look at the way this job looked before, and we're going to show you the beautiful transformation, and the after awaits you right now. Enjoy. So some of the highlights of this project, we're going to talk about the covered structure. This is a little bit unusual structure here. Take a look at what we did here. We made it kind of an interesting look with the architecture of the home. We also did outside a fireplace, beautiful patio. Because of the elevation change, we added a seat wall. We have a beautiful water feature here, and that is being caught by all of the windows of the house. So just a really good design, being able to pull you outside with those windows and really destination at all area. We have a beautiful seat wall with a planter right behind it, fire pit, and then a hot tub destination. So much in this project. Take it all in right now. We're going to show you lots of B-roll of this right now.
Okay, so the before of this project really does tell a classic tale of homeowners working on the inside of the house. They remodeled the whole inside first, and then they kind of saved the backyard for the major backyard overhaul, which we obviously helped them out with. But you can really see it here as they just let it go. They basically didn't have any backyard hardscaping. They didn't have any patio. They had some broken up hardscaping there with the circle pattern pavers, but it was in a completely wrong spot. They had the trees were really dense in their backyard, so they had moss just covering everything, pine needles everywhere, and really just unusable space completely. So here is us building the project. Now, I just want to jump in and kind of talk about some of the principles as you're watching through the build portion of this. As you're thinking through your backyard, it is so important to think about zones that you will kind of hang out in. Now, if you have any elevation change in your yard, it's okay. In fact, I don't mind elevation change. I don't mind grade. In fact, sometimes if you have a flat lawn or a flat yard, I want to encourage you to create a little bit of elevation, maybe a step or two up or down that you go into, because it does just create a different atmosphere in your backyard. So as you're thinking through your space and as you're seeing these photos of what the build portion looked like, we really utilized a lot of the different elevations. I love the way that we created the elevation, the stairs up to a little patio, and then created stairs down to a sunken, almost like a sunken fire pit area with a seat wall area. And then that waterfall, I love the waterfall as it is cascading down with that elevation right outside of almost every window of the house. Utilize the natural terrain in your backyard, and you will be rewarded wonderfully like this project is. So here is us building the water feature, and you can see my guys there. They're prepping for that elevation change with just setting the right type of boulders. This was called windswept moss that we use, windswept moss rock. I would recommend some rock with a little bit of character. As you can see, some of the gnarls on there and just some of the character that this rock has. And if you can get something that has some living, moss or some kind of algae growing on it, just to let it, show some age, that would be wonderful. But the biggest thing about a waterfall, and here you see me kind of showing my crew or kind of walking like what I wanted to see with my crew with the water feature, is you want to make it look like it's natural. You want to make it look like it's what, it's basically a little brook that you're seeing in a forest. And it's so important to make it look like what you would see. And here you kind of see the finished project here. So there's a lot more to water features. There's a whole other video that we have on that. So take a look at that. But really, when you're building your water features, make sure that you're not building them with slate and with just a shelf. Make sure you're building them with natural water feature techniques. I'll even link one below. Now for one of my favorite parts of the video, and almost every video that I feature usually features a covered structure. And I love them. I love a covered structure because it becomes outdoor living mecca. I mean, you just spend so much time outside. Now with this project, it's no different. This homeowner really wanted a covered outdoor living space. And really they desired it attached to the house. And as I dived into the design and my designers looked at the space, we did decide that it was best with this project and this property to do an attached covered structure. Now, I have to say that this created a lot of problems. As you see here, there was an extensive amount of dry rot on the sunroom that was installed by a different contractor many years prior. But it created just a very expensive kind of unknown thing that happened as we started to, take off the siding. And then to make it all work, we found the dry rot. We had to fix it all. We did fix it all. We fixed a few of the door problems too. Some of the windows had some issues, but we got all that taken care of. Now, as you notice here with the structure, to make it all work, we had to eliminate two of the windows, those upper windows there. There's just no way we could do it structurally with keeping those two windows. But look at what we came up with. I think it's a beautiful finished product. And I love the little notch in the roof as well. So really, you're going to have unforeseen things that happen during construction, but just taking them as they come, coming up with good solutions, and then moving forward is the way to go. So as you're watching this video, and of course, if you hire us to do design, we do want to be a resource to be able to help you out if you need, if you get in the middle of something, you need some problem solving. We do want to be available. Of course, we won't be able to always be available, but we want to do what we can to help you out no matter where you live in the world if you hire us to do the design as well.
Another thing that we love about this project is the golf green. We have a whole area for chipping. We have a nice little putting, so we have different fringe elevations, and then we have a 3-hole little putt area. So it's very nice to work in your short game. Then of course we have the trampoline in the back, and there's trees all around this property. So it's really something that we had to get creative with, and again, get a good design.
So with the golf green, you really do have a lot of flexibility with space. Obviously, being underneath the trees here, you really couldn't grow a lot of natural grass. And so the golf green was a great alternative. And obviously we put the big fringe in there, so just traditional synthetic lawn there as a chipping area up to the golf green. But really there's 3 different fringes. You have the fringe right around the golf green itself. And then of course you have the longer grass. It's more of a chipping space. But just look at how natural it looks. It always is going to look nice, meaning that, you don't have to mow it. You don't have to worry about watering it. You don't have to worry about it dying. It's just going to be beautiful all seasons from looking out of a window. And obviously it's a great destination for people to hang out at. People of all ages. The adults will be out there. The guys will be out there, having putting competitions, but the kids will be out there too, hanging out, playing by the trampoline as you see here, enjoying that space. And then they'll go and putt away and, with their friends and just kind of talk and just have a nice usable space that was really unusable before.
So with a job like this, I want to make sure that you understand you just can't throw this together. You need to take the time, get a design, take a look at the design that we did here. There's really no way you could have done this project without a design. You would have made so many mistakes. So I just want to encourage you to get a well thought through outdoor living design. If you can do it in 3D, that is even better. If you don't have a local designer that or if you can't find a local outdoor living design firm, we also do that. So think 3D design before you start building, and we'd be happy to help you if you need it. There's a link below that'll show you how to contact us.
Okay, now I want to take you on a tour of the property using the 360 camera. And again, I just want to encourage you to follow the link below. I'm going to link to the 360 footage where you can go in and do exactly what I'm doing. You can, look and see, anything you want to see, the way we framed the structure, You can go up and see, the brackets that we used, and see the fireplace. You can see the mantle. You can really study, from all angles, and you basically have control of whatever you want to see. So it's available to click below, but I'll take you on a little tour right now. Obviously, here is the fireplace. We kept it white to match kind of the interior of what they were doing with lighter colors with some darker tones as well. Here's that situation where we had to remove, there used to be 2 additional windows on the top, but due to just structural requirements, we had to remove those 2 windows, and we just remained with 2. So if you heard me say that in the other footage, that's what I meant, is basically we removed these 2 and kept these 2. So I like the way it looked, especially with the amount of damage that it had prior. So yeah, you take the time to study that more, but I really enjoy what we did here. 2 heaters here, by the way, and then the fireplace puts a good amount of heat in the structure as well. Okay, so kind of continue to go through that space, and here is the other space as we walk down these stairs, water feature over to the side. Obviously, we have the planter bed. I like what we did there just to give it a little bit of greenery right by the windows. And I love the use of this elevation change, and we turned that into a seat wall. Obviously, we sunk in the hot tub here, and I think that was great, down to another little lower destination with a little lower sitting area. You can imagine just taking a morning coffee right there, and just kind of relaxing, kind of a little relaxation zone. Fire pit, obviously, out of the windows, is just going to draw you out of the home. And I'll show you this water feature and how it is right outside of all those windows as we go to the upper tier here. All right, I don't want to have to make you watch all of this stuff. I like what we did here with the dining little nook. So obviously using elevation to capture your attention from inside the house. So right outside of the windows, the kitchen inside, they're going to be drawn out with a fireplace, but then see through to an outdoor dining area. So again, just another use of elevation and capturing of your eye to draw you out. And here is the golf green area, but I do want to show you as I walk just a little bit further over to the water feature here, how you really do capture. This water feature captures from all of these windows. You're seeing it from this window, even the side window, you're capturing some of the water feature. And I believe this is a master bedroom. So they keep that open, I think, sometimes just to hear that water feature. And then turning around, we have, the golf green, and then the trampoline, just another destination, beautiful greenery that's underneath the trees, and it's going to be fairly easy for them to keep that area clean. So go ahead and link to that 360 below, or click the link below, and you can watch the full footage and control it however you'd like. So I hope you enjoyed this little 360 tour. And now we'll just show you the rest of the video, mostly the after, just kind of the bling after shots that we have here. All right, guys, talk to you soon. So during our photo shoot, we invited the homeowner to invite some guests over to kind of, make it look like there's a gathering place. And they did. They invited their neighborhood. Their neighborhood had been living, kind of in a construction zone for many months. And it was really nice to be able to invite them over. And almost every one of their neighbors came over to kind of hang out and see the backyard. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this out is to just watch the natural way that people kind of hung out in zones. They kind of hung out in areas. And that's the beauty of good backyard living design. And now I want to say it again, backyard living design. You're living in the space, you're enjoying the space. It's not just a landscape, it's a backyard living space. And look at the way people hang out in little areas, and they catch up, they talk, they socialize, and they enjoy the outdoor living space. When you put your backyard living space in, you will be amazed at how, when you have people over, how they just kind of fill in areas that you create. So that's why I always talk about multiple destinations, multiple reasons, multiple purposes in your backyard, because it will be used by anybody that you have over.
Beautiful transformation. I hope you enjoyed it. I love the covered structure, love the fireplace. In fact, talking about fireplaces, I have a whole video on fireplaces, what style is right for you. Go ahead and enjoy that for the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you soon.